Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Roxy and I'm back with another Roxy Diaries video. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Also make sure you're hitting that bell so that you don't miss any notifications of when I upload new videos. I think I'm sweating. It's a little hot with all these lights. So today you guys, I'm going to be talking about 10 red flags that you should look out for in a abusive relationship or a toxic relationship. Oftentimes we completely overlook these things. I know I did. We completely look over these things, either maybe because we're just young, or maybe we just never experienced a real relationship before, so maybe we just don't have that experience that we need to see those things, or simply we're just blinded by the reality of things. So I'm gonna say this again before we go ahead and jump into this. So I am gonna go ahead and reiterate this before we go ahead and jump into these red flag signs. The intent is not to tell you to leave your relationship or to leave your marriage or any of that. This is to inspire and motivate women who have either gone through similar things or they're going through similar things. If you're in a toxic relationship or an abusive relationship, it's not a good thing. That's not something that I would advise anyone to stay in. So that is the intent, is to inspire and motivate women. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about some signs, some early signs of abuse. Now, keep in mind that abuse, it doesn't begin or end just at physical. Abuse, it can be verbal, it can be mental, it can be emotional, and it can be physical. Just some things that you should look out for. Number one is that your partner is controlling. I know for me, that is something that I completely didn't even look at. Like, they subconsciously do it, I feel, in a way. For example, when I was in my situation, you know, he would make me feel bad about wearing lipstick, or like I was ugly when I wore lipstick. He would say that I was less attractive, and of course that would make me feel bad and I wouldn't wear it. I like lipstick. I think it's cute to wear, you know, every now and then, but he would make me feel like I shouldn't be wearing it, or even makeup or hair or anything. I just feel like if you're in a relationship, you should be able to be free as who you are. You should be able to wear what you want. If you want to wear makeup, or if you want to wear lipstick, I'm not saying go and dress trashy. It's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that you should be able to freely do those things without feeling judged, or like someone's just like pointing the finger at you like, bad girl. You don't want to feel like that. So controlling is something that you should definitely look at as a huge red flag. I wrote some things down because I always tend to forget what I'm gonna say. Now, some forms of physical abuse. Physical abuse can equate to hitting, choking, tripping, pushing, throwing things. All these are examples of physical violence. Another thing that you should look at is ultimatums. If your partner is giving you an ultimatum, and behind that they're just basically saying, well, if you love me, you'll do this, or if you cared about how I feel, you would do this or do that, or make you feel bad about certain things, that is another huge red flag. The obvious, lies from the beginning. It just, a relationship based on lies just cannot work. For me personally, that is a huge deal breaker. Now, I know when I was younger, I would overlook things, or I would try to make them look a little bit better than what it seemed. However, lies is just completely unacceptable. It's not a good way to start a relationship or even if you're in the middle of the relationship, lies is just not a good thing. That creates trust issues. Just whole can of worms. Another sign of a toxic relationship or a toxic situation is that the person is carrying around some heavy baggage. I mean, they could be carrying around some things from when they were younger, or they have a lot of anger or a bad temper from when they were younger, and you should really look at those things before you get in a relationship with someone. Allow that person to seek help or do what it is that they need to do before they're actually ready to get in a relationship with someone. Another form of abuse is verbal abuse. Keep in mind the things that you say to someone, you can't take it back after you've said it. It'll keep ticking with that person. Every time you guys get into an argument, they'll think about the time that you either called them a B word, or you told them that you would leave, or you said something about their appearance to make them feel bad. It just stays with that person. So verbal abuse is another sign. So another form of abuse is that person forcing you to take responsibility for their feelings. So basically, if they do something, they're going to blame you for it. Well, you made me do this, or it's your fault because of this, or I hate you because of this. That is another huge red flag that you should definitely look out for. Picking a fight for no reason. Another huge flag. Picking a fight literally because they're jealous or mad or feeling insecure. That's a huge red flag. I remember, really quick story, a few years back, it was about like near Valentine's Day. It was a friend of ours' birthday, and she invited all of us girls to dinner. And I told him at the time, you know, we were gonna be having dinner and so forth, and he can even drop me off if he didn't believe me, because I knew instantly he would think something because it was the day before Valentine's Day. And he always found a way to either pick a fight or have some sort of huge blow up where we would not celebrate Valentine's Day. Like, it never failed, you guys. So we pull up at the place, and he's about to drop me off, and he notices someone's car from where I used to work. Mind you, that person was married, and most likely, in which they were, inside with their significant other. And I told him that. I said, well, they're probably inside with their wife. We're here just as girls about to go to dinner, and if you don't believe me, you can come in with me. He did not believe me. He said that I thought that he was just stupid and I was trying to play him. He was like, happy Valentine's Day and all this stuff. He got angry, and once I got out the car, like, I even told my friend to talk to him and tell him. He just sped off, like, all aggressively. Didn't even want to speak to my friend. My friend was just like, whoa, basically. So, turns out, like, when we go inside, and I told him, you can come inside and see for yourself. But turns out, as soon as we make it inside, the guy is coming out with his wife, you guys. With his wife, all right? So I got yelled at and cussed out because of someone's car from my job at the time. Another form of abuse is jealousy and the blame game. Just always blaming you for something, like, and they're always being jealous or insecure about whatever it is, whatever you're wearing, or whatever it is, or they feel like you're too good for them, or they start making up these things in their head. So that's another one. Arguing without communicating. This is huge. I know this used to happen a lot with me. I mean, just the arguing back and forth, and there wasn't really any type of clear communication. It's really important to be able to have good communication with your partner. So if you're unable to do that every single time that you get into an argument, it results into this huge thing where it's not even resolved. That's a huge flag. That's a huge flag that you should look at, all right? negative energy, just avoiding each other. These are all different types of red flags, or you're just not yourself. That's another thing. If you find yourself changing just for that person to try to make that person happy, or you're trying to make yourself appear more attractive just for that person, and it's like it's just never good enough for them, that is another huge red flag. You should always be yourself in a relationship, as I was saying earlier. Always be yourself. True love is not about abuse. It's not about making someone feel bad about themselves. It's not about lying or cheating or any of that. True love, I mean, all men are not the same, you guys. True love, you'll get the respect that you deserve. You will get the communication that you deserve. You will get the love that you deserve. Just because someone else isn't ready to give that to you doesn't mean that someone else, you know, won't be able to give that to you later on. So I just want to let you guys know that there is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Don't feel like you're stuck or like you will never find the man of your dreams. All right. Thing that helped me as far as getting over and past everything and learning how to love myself and embrace myself just the way that I was, or if I decided to wear makeup, or just being myself, really. Counseling, of course, that was one, and number two was building a relationship with God. I kept saying to myself that I wanted to be able to pray every single night, and I know that I only used to pray either when something was bad or, you know, something bad was going on in my life, and it shouldn't be like that. You should always have a good, consistent prayer life if you are Christian and you believe in the Christian way, but you should always pray even when times are good and when times are bad. All right, so I developed a consistent prayer life, and I felt like that turned my life around loads. I had a like a more positive energy, a better outlook on life. I knew what I deserved. I knew what I wanted. I was okay with being how I am, and I was comfortable with how I am, and appreciated myself so much more. I loved myself so much more, and just getting rid of all of that toxic situation. It was the best decision that I could have ever made, ever. Like, sometimes I just sit there and I think, wow, like, I'm actually happy. I'm actually now in a place or in a relationship where I'm not crying all the time, or we're not arguing every week. Like, it feels amazing, you guys. So, I mean, don't feel like you just have to be stuck if you're in a toxic relationship. Real love does exist. All right, it exists, you guys. I promise you it exists. Don't have the mentality of, oh, all men are alike. I mean, you just have to look out for those red flags and make sure you're making the right decision when you decide to get in a relationship with someone. All right, so that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with another topic next week, and stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.